Have you ever tried to get started with Java only to get completely stuck on the setup? Yeah, you are not alone. In the next few minutes, we're going to slice through all that confusion and get you from zero to actually writing your very first line of code.
This right here is the question that trips up just about every single beginner. You see these acronyms, JDK, JRE, JVM, and it's so easy to just feel overwhelmed. But don't worry, this is a totally normal first hurdle, and we're about to clear it together right now.
So here's our game plan. First, we'll solve that Java acronym puzzle. Then we'll take a quick peek at how Java's memory magic actually works. After that, we'll walk through the exact setup you need, the JDK and an IDE. And finally, we'll get you ready to launch your first bit of code. Let's dive in.
Okay, first things first. Let's figure out what these things actually are. Understanding what each part does is really the key to knowing what you actually need to install. It all starts with the JVM, the Java Virtual Machine. The best way to think of it is as the engine. It's the program that actually executes your Java code. And it's the secret sauce behind Java's famous promise, write once, run anywhere. Why? Because there's a different JVM for Windows, for Mac, and for Linux, and they all know how to run the exact same Java program. Now, building on top of that, we've got the JRE, or the Java Runtime Environment. This thing contains the JVM engine we just talked about, plus all the essential libraries and files a Java program needs to actually work. So if you just want to run a Java app someone else made, like, say, Minecraft, the JRE is all you need. And finally, the big one for us, the JDK, the Java Development Kit. This is the whole shebang for developers. It has everything that's in the JRE, and then it adds the crucial tools for writing and building your own code. The most important of these is the compiler, which is a little program called Java-C. This is the one we need. So here's the big picture, how it all fits together. The JDK contains the JRE, and the JRE contains the JVM. It's like a set of nesting dolls. And as a developer, you only need to worry about installing the biggest one, the JDK. You get everything else automatically. So to put it as simply as possible, if you are building apps, you need the JDK. If you're just a user running those apps, you only need the JRE. That's it. That's the core difference. All right, now that we know what the pieces are, let's take a super quick peek inside that JVM. You absolutely do not need to be an expert on this to start coding, but understanding just a tiny bit about how it handles memory is going to make you a much better programmer in the long run. Inside the JVM, memory is really nicely organized. For now, the two most important spots are called the heap and the stack. The heap, well, it's just a big open area of memory where all the objects your program creates are going to live. The stack is more like a neat and tidy to-do list. It keeps track of which methods are running right now. Now, what's really cool about this whole system is how the JVM keeps that heap memory from becoming a total mess. And it does that using a secret weapon, something called the garbage collector. Honestly, this is a total game changer. The garbage collector just runs quietly in the background, finds any objects in the heap that your code isn't using anymore, and poof, it automatically gets rid of them. This means you don't have to worry about manual memory management, which is a huge source of bugs and headaches in other languages. It is a massive, massive advantage when you're just starting out. Okay, that's enough theory. Let's get practical. It's time to actually get your computer ready to code. We're going to choose and install our tools. So installing the JDK is actually really straightforward these days. We recommend using a great open source version from a distributor called Adoptium. All you do is go to their site, pick the latest LTS, that stands for long-term support version, so something like 17 or 21, then just download the installer for your operating system and run it. Seriously, the default options are perfect. Now a quick heads up, if you finish installing, open up a terminal, and you see an error like this, don't panic. This is a super common problem. It just means your computer's address book for programs, which is called the path variable, doesn't know where Java is. Modern installers usually handle this for you, but if you do see this error, a quick search for how to set Java path for your OS will get you sorted out in a couple of minutes. Okay, next up, you need an IDE, an Integrated Development Environment. This is the app where you'll actually be writing your code. And you've got some great choices. IntelliJ is pretty much the king for pure Java development. VS Code is awesome if you work with lots of different languages, and Eclipse has this huge, long history in the corporate world. But to cut through all that noise and just get you started, our recommendation is super clear. Just download and start with the free community edition of IntelliJ IDE. It's got an amazing, intuitive experience that will let you focus on learning Java, not on fighting with your tools. We've covered the what, we've covered the why, we've covered the tools. Now it's time for the final and, frankly, the most important part, taking that first concrete step. Okay, your first real action item is simple. Install the JDK. Either run that installer you downloaded from Adoptium and just click Next through all the prompts, or if you're on Windows, you can even just pop open a terminal and run a command like the one you see here. So here it is, your mission, and it's just